Hello, hello. Welcome to Finally Friday Slowdown. I'm Amanda here in Costa Rica. It is January 29th, 2021, and I thought a very good topic for today's class would be staying the course. So we've all heard that term, staying the course. And actually, it's a phrase that was used in a context of war or battle, and it means to accomplish these goals regardless of any obstacle in your way at any cost. So we're kind of like taught that. We're kind of like stay the course, and it's like we get so caught up in the action. We get so busy on our goals and our accomplishments, and then we put stress on ourselves for not having achieved those accomplishments, not to mention like the stress we put on other people. So whatever they are, right? It's all important to us as individuals, whatever those things that we're achieving and striving to, get or do. It's important to us. But sometimes it's easy to lose sight of how far we've come also. And we give ourselves all this unnecessary anxiety and worry if we don't accomplish it all, and we forget to be in the present moment, to slow down and enjoy exactly where we are. When we shift our attention away from what our goals are or what is yet to come, we can then be more present in the moment and actually get more done because we don't waste energy in getting so caught up in the action of it all. So some examples I was thinking of is if you've ever created a piece of art, you know that you can get to a point where it's like it looks like crap. Like you're just like you're like, oh, I gotta walk away from this, and then you walk away from it and you come back and you look at it in a whole new perspective, and you see exactly where you can make those little tweaks, and it becomes a work of art. Another example is surfing, which I am working on a lot these days, and I will surf every day and wear myself out to the point where I'm not catching any waves. And it's not fun. I'm like, wait a second, I'm doing this for fun. So I'll take a break for 2 days and then I go back to it and I'm like catching more waves than ever. And it's like, that is the way it works. It's like we do all the time. Go, do. And really, we're spinning our wheels, we're wasting energy. And when we take the time to stop all of that, just slow down, turn inward, shut it all off, we can then go back to it with fresh eyes and a renewed sense of purpose and direction. So, and this time supports all of that. So the time that you're taking supports whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And even if you don't know what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish, maybe you think that you lack direction, well, guess what? We are always manifesting something in our thoughts. So how are you going to become more aware of your thoughts, and what you are bringing into your life? Because whether or not you're consciously aware of it, you are creating. We are creators. We're always creating something, and whatever is going on in our lives is a direct result of, our thoughts and what we have. And that's not in every single case, but this is how we take our power back. So, you're always creating, you're always manifesting, even if you're not consciously aware of it, So our job is just to become more conscious of our thoughts. And that's what this practice is all about. So we're going to do some breath work. We'll start off just centering. We'll center with 1 Om. And then we'll do some breath work and start to do some movement. We'll do twists to turn inward and wring everything out, just all the unnecessary BS. And then we'll do some heart openers and back bends in symbolization of allowing things to just be, welcoming in a new, renewed sense of purpose and direction. So if you're not at your mat, go ahead and come to your mat. And you'll want maybe a couple of blankets and a strap, and maybe a bolster or a pillow. This is actually what I'm using for my strap because I don't have a real yoga strap. So this is, if you have anything that you can use as a strap, Yeah, you can always, and I don't have blocks, unfortunately. If you do have blocks, feel free to grab those too. So we'll go ahead and start out with one Om. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then we'll take another deep breath and then we'll Om. So bring your hands together, Anjali Mudra. Close the eyes, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And we'll Om once together. Release the hands. Keep the eyes gently shut, just tuning in to your own unique vibration. Noticing the breath, noticing the rise and fall of the chest, the belly. Feeling where the earth meets the body, how it supports you. Let the shoulders relax as you elongate the neck, tilting the pelvis towards the floor and lengthening through the crown. Bring your attention to the tip of your nose as you start to focus on the breath. Maybe constricting the back of the throat to bring a slight Ujjayi breath into focus. Slight oceanic sound that draws you inward. If a thought arises, just bring it back to that breath, back to the point of focus, tip of the nose. Relax the jaw, let the lips slightly part, tongue pressed against the roof of the mouth. Cheeks relax. Just noticing. And then I'm going to count to the inhale of 4. We're going to hold for 4, and then we'll exhale for 5, hold for 4. So 4, 4, 5, 4. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Repeat, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Continue this on your own. If you want to hold it for a little bit longer, just make sure you exhale longer than you inhale. So if you inhale to 5, make sure you exhale to 6. So we'll go ahead and start. 2, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. The attention towards the end of the nose, on the breath, on the count. Couple more rounds. And now just start to breathe normally and notice. Notice the inner landscape of your mind. Notice any tension in your body that you can release. You can open your eyes and go ahead and come down to your backs. So you can bring your blanket or your pillows, your props. I have a bolster and a couple of blankets. I'm also using this as my strap. So if you have blocks, you can use those, but place something underneath your knees just to create a little bit of support here. And then go ahead and come down to your back. Just place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Let your knees fall to the side. Just for a moment here. And then bring your knees together like a book and hug them in. Give yourself a squeeze here. Maybe rock back and forth. And then release your right foot. And if you have your strap nearby, you can grab that. Bring the strap to the ball of the foot and then just reach the left leg high. Maybe extend the right leg if you like. And then we're going to let the left leg fall out to the side. Bring the right arm out to support and anchor the body. Just let the pelvis go wide. Opening up to new possibilities. Keeping ourselves open. And then start to bring the leg back up and gently switch sides. Let it fall over to the opposite side for a little twist here as you look over the left shoulder. Just creating that space to let go of unnecessary BS. Energy that's wasted on things that we could be using our energy for other things. And release, come back to center. Bring both knees back in, give yourself a squeeze. Release the left leg and bring the strap to the ball of the feet. Extend through the right leg. If you'd like to bring the left leg long, you can. And then anchoring down with the left arm, start to let the right leg fall over. Letting ourselves be supported in this space. Letting ourselves be open and vulnerable. And willing. Start to close the legs back up as we turn our attention back into the center. Letting go of stuff that we no longer have room for. Letting ourselves be supported. And then come back to center, release your strap, give yourself a squeeze here. Maybe a rock. And then I like to bring my hands behind my thighs here, behind my knees, and just start to rock yourself all the way up to a seated position and go ahead and come into a tabletop. So we're going to start out with some cat-cows. Inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. Rounding the spine. I love this. Such a basic and simple movement that frees us up of so much. Letting your head hang here maybe for a moment. Really tucking the pelvis here. And then inhale. Let the belly drop. Let the shoulder blades go back and down. And maybe look up. Drawing the heart forward. Exhale, back to cat. Inhaling deeply and fully. Coming back to Ujjayi breath. And then find neutral spine. Tuck your toes, maybe walk your hands out just a little bit in front. I don't know if y'all heard that, but the howler monkeys are going nuts right now. It's really cool. So tuck your toes and then just press your knees back and come into down dog. So lift up through the pubic bone. Knees are bent slightly, pressing out through the heels. Extend through the spine as you push the earth away, and then melt the heart. Maybe start to straighten the legs. On the next inhale, start to come up to the tippy toes and round through the spine as you make your way into a plank. So you might have to press your feet back a little bit more, but you want your heels pressed back, you want the pelvis tucked, and you want to try to keep the pelvis in line with the shoulders. Option to lower the knees here, and then bending at the elbows, keeping them at your rib cage, slowly start to come all the way down. Bring your hands back by your rib cage, roll your shoulders back and come up for cobra. Pause here, draw the shoulders back and down, lengthen through the neck, maybe look up. Exhale, come back down, tuck the toes, and make your way back into a down dog. Deep, full inhalation and exhalation here. Look to your hands, come up to your tippy toes, keep the legs as straight as you can, and just start to tiptoe up to the top of the mat. Coming into a forward fold. So bring the weight to the balls of the feet, knees can be slightly bent, release the head. Maybe take opposite elbows here, rocking back and forth. Letting go. Not worrying about all the stuff right now. Release the arms. Ground down through the feet as you start to rise. Inhale the arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Coming back to the present. Being present in this moment. Not worrying about what you're doing after this class or what you're doing later today. Just taking note of what's going on around you. What's going on inside you. Inhale it, arms overhead. Reaching up through the fingertips. Take a little back bend here. Keep the thighs back. And lift through the heart. And then exhale, fold inward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana, down dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward to a high plank. To a high lunge. So really sink the hips here, and then squeeze the inner thighs together for stability. Grounding down through the feet. You can bring a towel under your knee if your knees are sensitive, and then lower the back knee. So you might want to walk your front foot out just a little bit so that the ankle is right below the kneecap. And then you're going to rise, coming up into a lunge. Keep the hips squared. Lift through the heart. And then exhale, bring the hands back down. Lift the back knee. Ground down through the left hand, and then we'll take a twist. Reaching up. Squeezing out. Keep the midline drawn to the center. And twist from the pelvis as you plug the right arm socket into, like plug the shoulder into the arm socket as you look up towards the right hand, keeping the heart forward. Maybe lower the back knee, reaching the right arm behind you for a little deeper of a twist, maybe taking hold of the right foot. Creating that space inside. And then release. Step back to down dog. Other side. On the next inhale, step the left foot forward to a high lunge. Sink the hips. And then squeeze the inner thighs towards each other for stability. Lift through the heart. On your fingertips here. And then drop the back knee. Lean into the right hip flexor here. You can stay here. If this is enough, you can stay here or start to rise. Lifting through the heart. Taking a little back bend, opening up. And then exhale, bring the arms back down. Lift the back knee. Ground down through the right hand and reach the left arm high. Making that space inside. Drop the back knee. Reach the left arm back towards the right foot. Twisting from the torso. So you want to bring the left arm back, and as you draw the right shoulder forward, keep the neck long, the spine long. Looking out over the left shoulder. And then release. Come back to down dog. Take an optional flow here. You can stay in down dog. Inhaling over into plank. Exhale to either chaturanga or halfway. Cobra. And back to down dog. Come back to the breath. Look towards the hands, bend the knees, and either hop or step up into forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Reach the arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Coming back to the present. Taking note of what's going on around you, how you're feeling at this moment. You connect with your heart center. And then release the hands and shift the weight over into the left foot. Bring the left foot in front of you. Maybe start to extend it long. Your leg can be bent. And then you're slowly going to cross it over the standing foot. And then with your left arm, cross the right arm over it. So we're beginning to go towards eagle pose. So you're going to sit back now. Going completely inside. Lifting up the elbows. Sitting back a little bit more. And then coming back to center, come back to the left foot, release the arms, inhale both arms overhead, and then you're going to exhale, step back into warrior one. And then exhale, bring both hands to come down into a high lunge. Inhale for a twist. And then you can bring your left hand to your hips and walk your right hand just out a little ways as you lift up the back leg, coming into a twisted half moon. Keep the spine long, maybe even reach the left arm towards the sky. And then exhale, lower the left arm, lower the right leg, and come back into a forward fold. Inhale, rise. Reach both arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just noticing how that feels, noticing the difference in the sides, how that feels. And then shift your weight over into your right foot. Start to bring your left foot up, maybe extend it long. Grounding down through the right foot. Cross the left foot over the right. You can hook it around the leg if it'll go. And then you're going to cross the left arm over the right arm this time. I'm sorry, right arm over the left arm this time. Squeeze the palms together, squeeze everything inward, and then start to lift the elbows, sit the butt back. Maybe look up. Going within to make space, squeezing it all out, and then start to rise. You can release the arms, inhale overhead, keep the left leg lifted, and then exhale, step back for warrior one. Take a deep breath in as you reach up, and then exhale, bring both arms down, come into a high lunge. Press the left palm into the earth as you reach the right arm high for a twist. Keep the spine long. Bring the right hand down to the hip. Walk the left hand out just a little bit as you come into your twisted half moon. Maybe even extending the right arm high. Pressing through the left heel. And then release the right arm, release the left leg, and come back to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Reach the arms overhead, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll move through a flow. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands and either jump or step back into plank. Take a deep breath here. Option to lower the knees or exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. Keep the arm bones back. Keep the shoulder bones back and down. And then exhale, come into down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Take a three-legged dog here. And just stack the right hips. Maybe bend the right knee for a hip opener. Inhale back center. And then exhale, bring the right shin in front of you. Bring the left foot in back of you and come into a pigeon pose. Grounding down through the hips, lifting the heart high. Settle into the hips. Maybe bring your pillow or bolster in front of you as you start to fold into this nice little stretch. It's always good to do this hip opener. We hold a lot of emotions in our hips. This is a great way to go within. This is a great way to release. And then remove the prop, start to walk yourself back up. You can stay here if you'd like to take a little bit more, maybe reach the right hand back for the left foot, maybe take hold of it. And this is one that we do a lot because it's one that it's good to practice. And it's one that changes every time you do it too. Some days you're open and some days you're not. So it's a really good way to kind of gauge where you're holding a lot of emotion, a lot of tension. Just release it. Maybe go a little deeper. And then release your leg gently. Make your way back to a down dog. Inhale the left leg for three-legged dog. Stack the hips and bend the left knee. Keep the shoulders even. Breathing into that left hip. And then come back to center. Step the left shin in front of you for pigeon. If your hip is not touching the floor here, slide a blanket or a pillow underneath your hip for support. Lifting through the heart. Settle in through the hips. And then start to work your way down. Folding inward. Just honoring yourself in this moment for exactly where you're at, for showing up today, for taking this time, knowing that this time supports your dreams, it supports your goals, it supports your highest good. And then slowly make your way back up. You can reach back for the back leg. Just listen to your body. Maybe take hold of the back foot. Find what works for you. Maybe you notice this side is a little bit tighter than the other side, or vice versa. Opening the heart, lifting through the heart, and then gently release the foot if you have it. Come back to center, making your way back to a down dog. And then drop the knees to the sides of the mat, send the hips back, and come into a child's pose. being fully present in this space and exactly where you are, supported fully. Just letting your body breathe you here. And then go ahead and make your way up to your knees. If you would like to kneel on something for a little bit of support, do that. And come up to your knees. We're just going to take some back bends here. So put your hands in your back pocket. Roll the shoulders back and down as you lift through the heart. But tuck the pelvis and send the thighs back to elongate through the spine. So keeping this, lift through the heart. Maybe releasing through the neck. And come back to center. And just notice how that feels. So we're going to do that again. If you'd like to move into camel, we'll do that. Just follow along. Roll the shoulders back and down, pressing into the back pockets. Lifting through the heart. Keeping the pelvis tilted, thighs back. Maybe reaching one hand at a time towards the feet. Lifting through the heart. And then slowly come out of it. Come back to center. Come back to the knees. And then make your way to a seated position, bringing your feet out in front of you. Inhale, reach your arms high. And then exhale, keep the heart forward and the spine long as you start to fold. Each inhale, reaching through the fingertips, reaching through the crown. Each exhale, melts a little bit more. Release your arms. Keep the extension through the spine. You start to come down a little more. Each exhale. Until you fold completely inward. Slowly releasing the head. Taking an honest look inside with loving compassion towards yourself. I like to squeeze the bottom of my feet. It's like very reassuring. Just kind of connects your energy in one circular motion too. And then slowly start to walk yourself back up. Bring the right knee and cross it over the left. Bring the right arm behind you and lift up through the left arm. And then we're going to twist. I know we did this very similar last week, but it's a very good practice to have. Wringing out all that stuff. Looking out over the right shoulder. You want to twist from the pelvis. So draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. like no way I could even think about doing a bind right now. Just linger in this twist. If a bind is in your practice, you can try that. Maybe reaching the right arm in through underneath the knee and then taking a hold of it with, so you reach the left arm through the knee and take a hold of it with the right arm. That's not happening for me, at least on this side. And then gently release. Switch sides. Left leg over right. Bring the left arm back in back of you to support you and anchor you. And lift through your heart. Inhale, reach the right arm high. And then exhale, bring the right elbow over the left knee. Keep the spine long as you twist. And keep the left shoulder drawn back as you look over it. Reaching the left pelvis back and the right pelvis forward. Twist a little more. Maybe going for the bind. Then you reach the right arm in through underneath the left leg, and then the left arm will come back in back of you. Keep the shoulders drawn down. The left shoulder back, right shoulder as drawn back as it can. Looking out over the left shoulder. Spine is long. Your internal organs are getting a great massage right now with the breath. Your spine is releasing so much tension. And release the hands, release the twist. Come back to center. So you're going to make your way down to your back, but you want to come to your forearms. And then elongate through the legs. And we're going to do fish pose. So lift through the hips. Getting a nice stretch in the shoulders. And release. Do that a couple more times. Strengthening your back body. The universal consciousness, the support of the collective. Inhale to lift the hips. And release. Maybe release the neck. For a moment here. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. And release. And come all the way down to your back. Give yourself a squeeze here. Rock back and forth. And we'll do some final twists because they feel so good. Bring your arms out to the side and drop your knees over to either side. It doesn't matter. Looking out over the opposite shoulder. Maybe extending the top leg long. Just letting gravity pull you towards the earth. And pull your right shoulder towards the earth so that both of your shoulders are touching the earth. Top leg can be bent. Just squeezing out the intestines, squeezing out the inner diaphragm, organ, liver, kidneys. And then come back to center. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Release the arms and drop the knees to the other side. Keep the shoulders flat to the ground. and squeeze everything into center. And squeeze so tight in a tiny little ball. Squeeze your toes, squeeze your face. Just squeeze every muscle you have. And then release it all. Let yourself go heavy. Let your feet fall wide, palms facing up. Close the eyes and let it all go for Shavasana. Let the sounds of the jungle soothe you. Let the earth support you exactly where you are. Let the effects of your practice sink into every cell of your being as you renew and refresh. Not having to worry or think, just be supported. You can stay here as long as you want, but if you're ready to come out of Shavasana, just start to gently move, maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. If you're just waking up in the morning, maybe roll over to your right side, cradling your head, just keeping your eyes closed like a baby, just waking up. And gently, eyes half masked, sleepily pressing your way back into a seated position. And your hands on your knees, keep your eyes gently closed, and just keep your attention inward. Noticing your inner landscape, noticing the space that you've created, noticing the release of emotions, the release of maybe nervousness or anxiety as you are brought into this moment, into the present. I'm going to share a little poem with y'all. It's called I'm Busy by Brooke Hampton. I'm busy, but not in the way most people accept. I'm busy calming my fear and finding my courage. I'm busy listening to my kids. I'm busy getting in touch with what's real. I'm busy growing things and connecting with the natural world. I'm busy questioning my answers. I'm busy being present in my life. So bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, pressing the thumbs and the sternum and connecting with that center, with your heart space. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then we'll Om once to complete the practice. Now we Om. Namaste. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. And if you are not a member of this group, if you've stumbled across this video, please join my Facebook group, Wildflyer Yoga and Events. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Wildflyer Ocean Springs and Wildflyer Destin, Florida. I've got an online store you can check out. We sell yoga clothes, we sell yoga accessories, crystals, incense, all kinds of men's and women's clothing and accessories. And we hold yoga events and retreats. So we have some events coming up in Destin this summer, Yoga and Beach Day, and should be fun. Then I've got retreats in Costa Rica planned for 2022, and this property is available for rent, and you can check that out on my website, wildflyer.com. And I hope you enjoyed your Finally Friday Slowdown. Please look for more videos this week by different contributors in our group. We've got an energy healer, a Reiki master, reflexologist. We've got some very good content to share, and I hope that y'all will enjoy it and take part in it and share this video. If you know anybody that would like to join this group, please just send them our way. Mention us in the comments. Send us a message, and somebody will get back to you soon. Most likely me. Anyways, I hope you had a great practice. Thank you so much. I'm Amanda.